Come Tucker Montgomery and I'll over.
At 3:30. The part of Scott Eldridge is being played today by Christopher Cass.
Yes, Matthew. All right, and as I'm still hoping that Dr. Dixon is going to have dinner with me this evening, would you speak to Rosa and tell her easy on the spice? Yes, but discreetly, of course. Thank you, Matthew. Did you get through to Dr. Dixon?
Sorry, just his secretary, but she said she'd try to get a message to him.
All right, we'll just put him through the minute he calls.
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. There you are at last.
I'm sorry I didn't call you back last night, but by the time I got home and got your message, it was too late.
That's all right. I was just going to ask you if you wanted to have dinner again with me, but I found out that you were otherwise engaged. So.
Yeah, Scott asked me over to his apartment and give him a few decorating tips.
Now, Neil, look, you mustn't let anyone, not Scott, not anyone in this office take advantage of your generosity and your many talents.
Well, actually, I had offered to help, and he repaid me with a very lovely dinner. So, what's top priority today?
Today, I would like that damn Kruger spring catalog finished before the end of the morning.
Easy enough. The mock-ups are nearly completed. I'll get right to it.
Oh, good morning, Miss Alcott.
Isn't it, though, Mr. Eldridge?
Hosanna! Wait up just a sec.
Hey, watch it. Hey.
Hi.
What are you doing out here so early?
I'm looking for you.
Oh,
Do you have any time before your first class?
sure. Something wrong? You seem very intense.
Well, I am, but it's because something is right. Ever since I left you after the great time we had last night, I've been thinking. That is about how important honesty is to you. And that's why I've come out here, to be honest about my feelings.
Evan, look, I don't know.
No, please don't stop me. I'm on a roll. Now, I hope this doesn't scare you off, but Rosanna, I think I'm falling in love with you.
Well, thanks for the ride to work, sweetheart, but hint, hint, they're going to be calling us into the courtroom any second.
And I'll leave when they do call you. Hint, hint. I just want to be around you as much as I can.
I'm hearing this, and I'm awfully sorry to keep Jessica working around the clock these days, but with any luck, we'll be through this week.
From your mouth to God's ear. I just wanted to take it easy until our firstborn arrives.
Aye, well, I take it a lot easier once we get a conviction.
Well, I can't predict that outcome because, as you know, the courtroom is closed to the media, and that's the worst Scots butt I've ever heard.
It was pretty bad.
So anyway, I promised your father when he called this morning that I would get over here and find out how things are progressing.
Well, it's hard to tell, Kim. I can tell you that it's really difficult being in that courtroom day after day with Nevins, but, you know, if we manage to put him behind bars for the rest of his life, it'll be worth it.
We're gonna get a conviction, honey, I promise.
You know I want to believe you, but after your cross-examination, then the defense starts its case, and God only knows what Nevin's lawyer has up his sleeve.
Good morning.
As the world turns.
Ooh, that lobster's calling my name. I've never tasted such delicious food. Wait, you brought your own dressing? With this gourmet buffet? Wait till you taste it. It's new. Kraft-free peppercorn ranch. Fat-free, cholesterol-free. That tastes good. Trust me.
New Kraft-free peppercorn ranch non-fat dressing.
Mmm, spicy. Peppery.
If it tastes too good to be fat-free, it's Kraft-free.
Look, there's Flipper. Where? Oh, give me.
This castle once had 26 bathrooms.
It'd be nice if one of them still worked.
Why?
Once my diarrhea comes back.
Relax. You took my Imodium AD caplet.
Just once. I usually take the pink stuff 2 or 3 times.
Imodium AD is much better.
Imodium AD caplets are so effective, they often work in one dose. instead of dose after dose after dose like the pink stuff.
Ready to go?
Before the sun sets?
Imodium AD for diarrhea, the choice for one-dose relief.
Old problem, new freedom. Old problem, new freedom. Introducing New Freedom. New Ultra Thin Maxi. The only one with this new Moisture Lock strip to help moisture stay where it belongs, in the center. Old problem, new freedom. Old problem, new freedom. New freedom, new Ultra Thin Maxi.
While I was driving home last night, I kept wanting to just turn the car around and go back to the farm and say what I told you. But I was scared that you'd think I was crazy and that you'd tell me to get lost.
Oh, look, Ellen.
But and especially this morning when I woke up, all I could think about was being with you again. And as soon as possible. And I knew right then what those feelings meant.
I don't know what to say.
Well, that's okay. I don't expect an answer. Listen, I know you and Hutch are close, but that has no bearing on my feelings for you.
Okay, wait, just hang on. I'm confused about a lot of things in my
I know,
life right now.
especially about your father marrying my mother, and I don't want to confuse you anymore. So if you just tell me to get lost right now, because there's no way you're ever going to feel the same way about me, I'll understand and I'll go, as hard as it is for me.
Hi, Courtney, you guys. Hi, how are you? Good.
Wow.
On the way to class? Yeah.
You look great. I guess married life agrees with you.
Thank you. Thank you. It does. Yeah, I'm not going to class. I'm going to studying. I'm trying to figure out some stuff.
Excuse me, may I ask you Andy Dixon's wife?
What are you doing here, Courtney Dixon's husband?
Oh, I'm figuring out why you didn't wake me up to say goodbye.
Well, because I left at 7:30, and I know you were up late working, and you were exhausted.
That's true. But I don't have to work this morning, so how about a cup of coffee?
Well, that sounds good. I'm headed over to the student union anyway. Bye, guys. See you later.
See ya.
And look, I really have to get to class now.
Okay, well, promise that you'll think about what I said. And I hope that my being so honest doesn't scare you off.
It would never scare me away. I'm very flattered, Evan. It's just that...
Listen, you don't have to say anything more. Not now.
I know that you're more familiar with DeWitt than I am, so I'll welcome any advice from you before I send it off to Darrell.
This is actually excellent. It's very well thought out. You've incorporated many of my suggestions beautifully.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just amazed. I don't know how you managed it between decorating tips and dinner.
Look, I hope my seeing Neil outside the office won't create problems with you in the office.
Please don't flatter yourself. I don't care who you see, inside or out. Although I must say, I find this latest thing here in the office very hard to understand when Miss Alcott cannot help you with your contract. She cannot do anything about pension benefits and health.
I think you honestly believe that's all I ever wanted from you.
Yes. Actually, I do. You got it. And then you saw a convenient way out and you took it.
Sorry to interrupt. Steve Hennessy has Sean on the phone. Needs your input. Shall I say you're busy?
No, I'm on my way. And please, Scott, would you get that document off to Darrell Crawford as soon as possible, and then get busy. Earn your keep.
Hey. That bad?
No. As a matter of fact, I just got an A+ from the teacher.
And that makes you want to shred paper?
No. Anger. A childish impulse. Then you walked in the door and everything's all right again.
I'm sure you realize, Mr. Hughes, that it can be a bit intimidating for a young lawyer assigned to this case to cross-examine the recently re-elected district attorney. Would you please tell the jury how many terms you've had in office?
This is my third term, Counselor.
And as we all know, our district attorney has a very impressive record. But I ask the jury to bear firmly in mind that he is not only the district attorney here in this courtroom, but also the husband of the alleged victim in the case. Can you please think back to the night of August 3rd?
I can. The night is burned into my memory.
As I'm sure you remember from your years of practice, a simple yes or no will suffice. According to the records, on the night Detective Hughes went to Phillips' liquor store, she was still on leave from her duties as a detective. Is that correct?
Yes.
How did you react when you reached the hospital and learned what had happened to your wife?
As any husband would whose wife had been brutalized by two animals. I was full of rage, but my main concern was to help my wife.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now, would you please think back to the night the defendant and Mr. Fickett were first brought in
That
for
would be the
question.
night of September 22nd.
You have a remarkable memory,
As
Mr.
I told you, it is burned into my memory.
Were you present during any of the interrogation?
I was.
Wasn't that somewhat unusual under the circumstances, since you were automatically disqualified by the state from prosecuting the case, since your wife was the alleged victim? Wasn't it unusual for you to be present during the interrogation of the defendant?
I wanted to be there if there was a confession, and as soon as it was obtained, I ordered blood tests be taken.
Tell the court how you felt facing the accused during the interrogation.
I told you I was full of rage. At that moment, it was a little more difficult to control.
Is it not true that in your state of rage, you tried to physically assault the defendant and had to be held back by the officers on duty at the time? Yes or no?
Yes, he
No
said
further
my wife
questions.
asked
No
for
further
it.
questions, sir.
Mr. Hughes, you may step down. Mr. Hughes, you may step down. Mr. Benedict, you may call your next witness.
Your Honor, the state rests its case.
I found if you feed a lot of meat, and a good kind of meat like pedigree, you really get a nice shine to the coat.
John Woodring, top breeder of champion beagles.
A dog that's really fit, that's had really good nutrition, is definitely happier and makes a better pet. I only want my dogs to have the best food, and the best food we've found is pedigree and pedigree mealtime. I really like the pedigree meat mixed with the mealtime dry. I'd recommend pedigree to anybody who owns a dog, either a pet or a show dog.
Pedigree, developed with vets, recommended by top breeders.
Day after day, you make those glasses of thick Metamucil disappear. Why not make them all disappear with FiberCon? Doctor-recommended FiberCon gives you the same fiber regularity in tablets.
Easy to swallow tablets.
Get doctor-recommended FiberCon.
You know, I can still remember the very first candy given to me by my grandfather. It was Werther's Original, and I was 4. I had a little trouble opening that shiny golden wrapper, but then, well, I'll never forget that first taste. Sweet and creamy and just plain good. But there was something else, too. I remember feeling I must be somebody very special when my grandpa gave me his wonderful butter candy. So, now I'm the grandfather. And what else would I give my little grandson but my Werther's Original? He's somebody special, too.
Everybody to the box! Let's move!
Through their eyes.
Police, stop the gun!
Track down an armed robber before he robs again. And all new Top Cops. Then, would you expose your family to dangerous radiation? You may be doing just that. Find out the shocking facts as Ed Bradley reports on all New Street Stories, Thursday.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, beautiful.
Look at that boy. Is John going home now? Oh, hi. I remember when Casey and I brought Katie home from the hospital in Boston. Oh, Casey was so proud.
Well, I know the feeling. He's so alert, I think he knows it's a pretty important day in his life, but it's just one of many. Julie and I are going to help Ivor get settled in. Ain't that right?
Well, I wish you the best.
And once we do get settled in, I hope you and Cal will stop by. I have a feeling maternity leave might get a little lonely.
What, are you kidding? With an 18-month-old and a newborn? You won't be able to manage your time. You're not going to entertain for a while, so...
Well, you never know. I'm going to be helping out a little bit. Hey, well, I think we better get going, okay?
Yes. Ready?
All right.
Good luck. Okay. Bye-bye.
What you need is a woman who sees things the way you see them. That wants what
I don't
you
want another woman.
Cal, I'm trying to be honest with you. When we were down in New Mexico, I saw a sight in you that just scares me. So why don't we just admit it? It's not gonna work out. And we'll just end it while we still love each other. While we still can be friends. Let's just walk away as friends, okay?
Colin, there has got to be some way that we can work this out.
Well, hello there. Oh, Kim. Hi. Hi. Well, I just stopped by to give Iva a little gift for the baby, only to discover the nurse is getting the room ready for somebody else.
You missed the entourage?
I did.
John and Julie were taking Iva and little Matthew John home.
Oh, well, my timing has been off all morning. I barely made it to the courthouse this morning to wish Tom and Margot good luck before court started.
So, what do you hear from Bob?
Oh, he's really excited to be involved in this new AIDS unit. I have to tell you the truth, though. It's kind of lonely without him. Chris and I have been rattling around that house. What with Franny off with Sabrina, and Andy's a married man, if you can believe that. Why don't you and Cal come by and keep us company for dinner one night?
Well, why don't I get back to you? Cal's been so busy. I don't know what his plans are.
Well, it's my money, and you'll get your paycheck just as long as you stay on my side. Is that clear? All right, well, I expect you to make my position clear to the Navajos. I'm going to have to call you back, Joshua. All right.
I'm sorry to interrupt your phone call. Archie said, sure, go on in. He's in Evan's office.
I just needed someplace to blow off some steam.
Feeling better now that you have?
Well, I'm a damn sight better than I would have been if you hadn't made your visit last night. It's real important to talk to somebody who understands me and who doesn't think I'm the vicious oppressor in this mess.
Well, no, I wouldn't say vicious.
You know, maybe it's because I was a bachelor all the time I was building Strictco and didn't have to worry about anybody else's feelings. Maybe I've just been, you know, alone too long. I don't know.
Maybe you ought to just stop beating yourself up about this. We are who we are, and we do what we have to do. Period.
Well, like the old fellow said, if you use a smile for an umbrella, you can expect a face full of rain. Can I buy you lunch?
That's very tempting, but I think you ought to ask Lila out to lunch. You know, just see where things stand now that the smoke's cleared a little bit.
One of the things I've learned from this is that I'm not too good at rejection, and I'm not sure I'm willing to risk anymore.
I don't know, Cal. You never know till you try.
Hunter, what are you doing in Evan's office?
Apparently, I'm talking to Cal.
Hello, Cal.
Edwina.
Is Evan in with Emily?
I know. He was here earlier to drop off some things. But, you know, I don't think I've ever seen that boy look happier. He was off to the campus to see if he couldn't catch Rosanna for her classes.
Oh.
We all work so hard today. That's why I treat myself to new Irish cream, amaretto, and hazelnut coffee mate. So many treats, so little time. New flavored coffee mate. Your coffee never had it so good.
Ah, the Nature Valley Granola Bar. Once you come to know this wonderfully wholesome taste, you realize a Nature Valley Granola Bar could be the candy bar nature intended.
Wesson announces a merger. This is the cooking oil you grew up with. It's responsible for thousands of delicious meals. This is the cooking oil lowest in saturated fat. What happens when the two come together? The perfect combination. Introducing Wesson Best Blend, a blend of vegetable and canola oils for cooking that tastes great, for cooking that's low in saturated fat. All in one, Wesson Best Blend, the best of both worlds.
Suddenly, you radiate a special light, and beauty just washes over you.
Designed through L'Oreal technology, it's a sheer wash of color. New lightness-like natural makeup. A breakthrough cream gel formula for natural coverage.
You're alive with beauty, as pure as it is delicate.
Designed for a delicate finish, lightness helps skin achieve a smooth, even tone.
Some things are beautiful by their very nature.
New lightness-like natural makeup by L'Oreal. More beautiful by design.
When the babysitter takes a powder, Murphy must choose the baby or the business trip.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4.
Murphy Brown. Then it's the dress to die for.
Ooh, you look good.
But can Jack handle the heat?
You look like a pantyhose ad.
Love and War, tonight.
All those who love great comedy say I.
Watch CBS this morning. Breakfast to your head.
Okay, Cal, I do understand. Would you like me to ask Duncan if he'd fill you in on the meeting later? Okay, bye-bye.
I take it Cal won't be joining us.
No, he's up to here with the reclamation project. He forgot the Kruger meeting. He sounded a little bit strange.
Well, Cal has been under a great deal of pressure lately. Let's get down to it.
The reports you wanted from accounting, and Neil has the Kruger Spring Catalog revisions ready for your approval.
Fast. She's that girl. I love it. Tell her to bring him on in.
Okay.
And Steve Hennessy, too. I want him to join.
Oh, I'm sorry, he just left the office for an outside meeting.
Oh. All right, then. Ask Scott if he would join us, please.
Oh.
And would you give Dr. Dixon another ring? Some coffee?
Well, that's a good idea.
And you can tell me what Jessica tells you about Margot.
Well, not really. I told you Jessica won't discuss it with me. The courtroom's closed to the media, but I do know the defense was set to start this morning.
I can't imagine what defense they can have of that animal.
Excuse me. I need your approval on this, Mrs. Walsh.
I like it. It's just smashing. How do you like it? You like that?
I agree. That's terrific.
Improvement.
Very nice work.
Oh, yes.
In fact, I like the logo better every time I see it.
Well, thank you, both.
Well, I understand I've been requested for a meeting.
Well, actually, we needed Steve Hennessy, but he's out of the building.
Well, I'll try to do my best to fill in for Steve.
Shall we sit down? Excuse me. Dr. Dixon's secretary said that he's taken the day off to take Ida Snyder and her baby home from the hospital.
Aaron, isn't he amazing? Oh, there. Oh, hello. Hello, sweetheart.
His name is Matthew John. Aaron? Yeah. Isn't he a good-looking young man? You can throw that away.
Aaron, would you like to touch him? You want to touch him? You want to touch the baby? Oh, maybe later.
Matthew John, this is your big brother, Aaron. Yeah. And he's always going to take care of you, be there to look out for you. Ain't that good? Yeah.
I have the bassinet all ready in the bedroom. Or should I bring it out here?
I think that's a good idea, Hazel. Of course, no, it's up to Ida.
Yeah, that's a fine idea. Thank you.
Is there anything I can do to help? Why don't I put on some water for tea? Do you want a cookie? I'll bring you a cookie.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, Slugger. Well, you know, I always used to think about what it would be like. Sitting here, you and me, Aaron, new baby.
Yeah.
It's not exactly what I imagined, but here we are. We're healthy. We're all together. I guess we should be thankful for that.
In your capacity as psychiatrist at Hillsborough Prison, did you have occasion to interview Elroy Nevins?
I did. Warden Briggs asked me to visit Elroy Nevins in the prison infirmary.
And would you please tell the jury why Mr. Nevins was in the prison infirmary?
Well, he's being treated for fractures and serious contusions that he suffered in a fight with other inmates.
And what, if anything, did Mr. Nevins tell you about that fight?
Well, he was reluctant to talk at first, but after several sessions, he admitted to feelings of deep humiliation and rage at being powerless to prevent a beating and brutal gang rape at the hands of some of the inmates.
In your expert opinion, Dr. Brenner, who was Elroy Nevins really angry at?
Himself for being vulnerable and defenseless and powerless, and at the authorities for putting him there in the first place.
Thank you, Doctor. No further questions.
Cross-examination, Mr. Benedict.
No questions, Your Honor.
You may step down. Call your next witness, Mr. Clark.
Defense calls Dawn Wheeler. We ask that she be recognized by the court as a hostile witness.
It will be so noted for the record.
You might think because I'm a model, I've got it pretty easy. But I'll tell you what, you gotta eat smart to stay looking good. So I ate Kellogg's Special K. It's the only cereal that's both fat-free and a good source of protein. A grapefruit hardly has any protein. Cottage cheese does, but it also has fat. Hey, it's my job to know this stuff, and this is one smart breakfast. Kellogg's Special K. Get the protein, lose the fat.
I can't keep a secret. So when I heard Lipton Recipe Soup Mix changed its name to Lipton Recipe Secrets because it makes terrific recipes, I had to tell Joan.
They did more than change the name. Now there's a new flavor, savory herb with garlic, made specially for chicken. I couldn't keep that to myself.
We love chicken. And those herbs, a touch of garlic, makes any chicken taste... well, see for yourself.
Lipton Recipe Secrets. The secret worth passing around.
You know the feeling. You check one more time to make sure they're okay. Children's Tylenol knows the feeling, too. That's why we're constantly checking, then rechecking, to be sure the ingredients that go into our medicine meet Tylenol's stringent demands for purity, quality, and consistency. Because when you care, you can never be too careful.
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment.
Every day, Mindy Lewis threatens their love. Every day, she's determined to get Nick back.
She played with your feelings.
I am with Eve because I want to be with Eve.
Every day, the desires of these 3 people could drive them over the edge.
No.
Melinda.
Quick, turn on the light, guiding light.
This is CBS. Start your day with Daybreak. Overnight news and early weather from News Channel 3. Daybreak, the Mid-South's first early morning local news, 7 days a week. It's just what you'd expect from a leader.
The population explosion and shortage of nurses has created a tremendous demand for trained medical assistants to help with patients, lab work, and medical records. And this rising demand has seen salaries climb to an all-time high. Career training as a medical assistant can help you meet the demand and get you into the job market fast.
If you'd like a career where you can make a real difference and earn a better salary, call for a brochure.
For a brochure, call 901-761-9494. That's 761-9494. Call now.
On the next Golden Girls, disaster strikes Dorothy's play.
The entire cast has been quarantined.
And the girls flock to save it.
Why don't you play Turkey Lurkey?
Turkey Lurkey was your nickname in high school.
Goosey Lucy.
Squeezy Wheezy.
How would you like to play Henny Penny?
I'm your chicken.
Will the show go on, or will Rose bring down the curtain?
Clap, you miserable.
On the next Golden Girls. Today at 5 here on News Channel 3. Talkback 3, 1-800-753-WREG. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Remember, you're still under oath, Miss Wheeler.
Ms. Wheeler, as a witness for the prosecution, you testified that Mr. Nevins walked you back to your apartment after the 2 of you met at a local bar. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did he then force his way into your apartment?
No. I agreed to give him coffee, but that's all I agreed to.
Yes or no?
All right, no.
Thank you. Now, reading from the transcript, quoting you. Once we were inside my apartment, I didn't even have a chance to make coffee before he started coming on to me. Is that true?
Yes.
Do you recall Mr. Nevins asking to use the bathroom and you're saying that he would have to be very quiet because your son was asleep in the adjacent room?
I'm not sure. I know my son was asleep, but I don't remember Nevins asking to use the bathroom.
But naturally, your memory might have been a little bit hazy after a few beers.
Objection, Your Honor. Sustained. Mr. Clark.
Withdrawn. Ms. Wheeler, do you recall exactly what you said when the defendant first, as you put it, started coming on to you?
No, I don't remember exactly. But I didn't know at first how far he was going to push it.
So that we can be sure that we all understand your answer, are you now indicating that you might have encouraged the defendant's attention?
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Clark is clearly suggesting the witness asked to be raped and infected with the AIDS virus.
Sustained.
I'll rephrase. Was there anything in your manner, your body language, your voice, your dress, anything at all that might have led the man who took you home that night to believe that you had romantic intentions?
Your Honor, that question is totally irrelevant to this case.
Relevance will be made obvious by later testimony, Your Honor.
See that it is, Mr. Clark. Objection overruled. Witness will answer the question.
No.
That's all for now, Ms. Wheeler.
You may step down. Call your next witness, Mr. Clark.
Defense calls Samuel Fickett.
What is Clark doing? He already admitted that Nevins took Dawn home. How can Fickett provide an alibi for Nevins now?
Clark is obviously setting something up.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yeah.
Mr. Fickett, is it true that you confessed to committing armed robbery and being an accomplice in the rape of Detective Margot Hughes on August 3rd of last year?
Yeah.
And where were you residing prior to that date?
Chicago. South Side.
Why did you drive to Oakdale on August 3rd?
Me and Elroy... Nevins went looking to rob a liquor store.
Did you have any other ideas?
Like what? Me and Elroy was having a hard time finding jobs. We needed money, you know? So we figured we'd hit a place at closing time, get the whole day's take.
At any time during that trip, did Mr. Nevins suggest that you might commit some other kind of crime?
Hell no.
He never said, we'll find a lady cop while we're at it, and you can hold her down while I give her aid?
Objection, Your Honor. The counsel is leading his own witness.
Sustained. Be very careful from here on in, Mr. Clark.
Yes, Your Honor. Where did you first encounter Detective Hughes?
Inside the liquor store.
And what, if anything, did you say to her?
Well, after we got the money out of the cash box, we grabbed her purse and made her give us her watch and ring.
And what happened then?
Got the hell out of there.
How did you exit the liquor store?
Through the back door. Our van was in the alley.
What happened next?
Well, I'm going through the lady's purse, and Elroy, he's trying to get the van started, and I find her wallet and realize she's a cop, and then I look in the side mirror, and I see her back there taking down our license plate number, so I told Elroy, and he said we should grab her quick.
Did she try to run when she saw you coming?
Yeah, she tried to get back in the store, but the door was locked.
Was it your intention at any time to kill Detective Hughes?
Hell no. We just wanted to grab the plate number back from her and get the hell out of there.
Okay, now think carefully now. At any time, did Mr. Nevins suggest killing Detective Hughes?
No.
You're dead, cop.
Come on, let's get out of here.
I should kill her.
We don't have time. Just dump her.
He's lying.
Thank you, Mr. Fickett. No further questions.
Does the state wish to cross-examine?
The state does, Your Honor.
We've got to talk to Jason. I just remembered something that Nevin said in the van. I must have blocked it before now.
We are Flintstone kids, 10 million strong and growing.
Only one children's Bible.
vitamin comes complete with the great Flintstones taste and fun character shapes kids love.
We are Flintstone kids, 10 million strong.
Flintstones, with the vitamins and minerals kids need and the taste they love.
Now that's what I call complete.
And growing.
Sam here is giving me enough good reasons to use my Dirt Devil hand vac, but now he's giving me 5 more. When they turn the house upside down, I turn on my Dirt Devil. Its powerful revolving brush tears into dirt, chews up crumbs, and picks up pet hair. It has an extra long cord, and it's lightweight. So, I'd say my Dirt Devil is the pick of the litter. Right, Sam? Right. Get a Dirt Devil and put the power of an upright in the palm of your hand.
Mom said to share this with you. So if you want some, just say, Michael, I'd like a piece of pie. Simple. Just, you let me know.
Sara Lee pies. They're big, just like homemade. So there's plenty to share.
Nobody doesn't like Sara Lee.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Toots. I'll let you know when I can get the whole news team together and you can come take the PR shots.
Okay, great. I really appreciate the business, Mom.
You're welcome. Oh, by the way, just because you and Courtney are married, now that doesn't mean that you can't come home and have a little home cooking.
No, Mom. We cook our home-cooked meals at our place now. That's home.
Well,
Oh,
you
I
eat
know.
there and then come see your mother.
Okay.
Knuckles otherwise.
Okay.
Goodbye, Toots.
Bye.
Oh, hi, Julie. Hello.
Hi, Julie.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I bet your mom was wondering what I was doing here.
Maybe. What are you doing here, anyway?
I just needed to talk, that's all. You don't mind, do you? I had dinner with Holden last night. He asked me point blank why I felt so uncomfortable around him, and there was something I was keeping from him.
Oh, but you were asking for that when you agreed to have dinner with him.
Well, how could I refuse him? It's so sad, you know? He's just trying to find out everything he can about his life before the accident, and I can't tell him the one most important thing in his life.
Wrong. You can, but you won't.
No, I can't tell him because he can't handle it right now.
Okay, maybe not, but I'll tell you, I'll be glad when he is, because then I can take my name off Aaron's birth certificate, and I can put Holden's on it.
I know, sweetie. It's just one thing, you know. Caleb is just so jealous right now, and now he's feeling isolated because he's down at the police academy, and he's upset because I'm not going up there to visit him. If he finds out I had dinner with Holden last night, he'll freak.
What tangled webs we weave, huh? Well, none of us, including the entire Snyder clan, is going to be really comfortable until Holden is told the entire truth. Yes, Dean. Okay, I'll be right there. I have to bring these proofs to Dean. I'll be right back.
Andy Dixon's office.
Julie? Is that you?
Oh, hi, Courtney. Yeah, it's me. Andy just stepped out. He should be back any minute. Do you want to hold on?
Yeah, I can hang on. Ah, husband, it's me. Stop it. What's it? I'm in a public place. Oh, I'm just hanging out. I just called to say hello. I'm here studying at a student union. My 11 o'clock was canceled. Could you do that? I would love it. See your smiling face. Okay. Bye. Hi. How's class?
Hi, it's okay, I guess. Okay. Can I ask you a weird question? You and Evan were really close before you married Andy, right? Was it ever hard for you to choose?
No, not really. I mean, Evan and I had split up before Andy and I got back together. Besides, I never stopped loving Andy. But if I have to guess, I would say that this is about Hutch and about Evan.
Good guess. I don't know. They're such total opposites. You know, I was attracted to Hutch last summer, but then he started getting all jealous when I first started seeing Evan, and he tried to control my life, and that was exactly what I ran away from. Evan's never tried to control my life or anything like that. Even when he found out who I really was before anybody else, he kept that secret to himself. He never tried to use it to his own advantage.
You know why? I think because Evan knows what it's like to have somebody try to control his life.
Yeah. And now she's marrying my father. Mm-hmm. And I really like Evan, I do. It's just that, I'm afraid maybe this whole ambition thing with him might just make him a lot more like my father, wanting the same kind of life that I ran away from.
Well, you know, Rosanna, I think that a lot of that ambition in Evan is fueled by his mother. And I've seen another side to him, and it's very sweet and tender and loving.
Yeah. I've seen that side of him, too. So I guess the question I'm really trying to ask you is, did Evan do something really bad to make you want to break up with him?
He hurt me. Yeah, but to be fair, I don't know if he would have been 100% sure of my feelings. I think he sensed all along that I wasn't over Andy. But you know, I think if you're just completely honest about your feelings, you'll be okay. You gotta be honest with yourself and Evan and Hutch.
Well, I would love to, Mother, but I'm going to have lunch with Rosanna on campus.
Darling, you'll have a lot of time for that later. I mean, I'm leaving for Grosse Pointe very soon. We have to discuss a great many things.
All right, Mother. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Sorry that took so long, Duncan.
No problem. Listen, this report Emily drafted for the Old Mitchell Center contributors is excellent. Consider it approved.
Oh, very good.
Evan, Ted Bronson needs you in the conference room.
Thanks, Cal.
Oh, Cal. Yeah, Duncan, listen, I'm sorry I couldn't meet the Kruger meeting with Lucinda.
Oh, well, listen, don't give it a second thought. I understand your reclamation project has become a big headache.
Well, I could handle it a lot better if it wasn't ruining my personal life.
Really? Anything I can do?
Not unless you can figure out how to get my ring back on Lila's finger.
Oh, bloody hell. It's that serious, eh?
I kind of feel like I've been dropped off a cliff on my head.
Well, for what it's worth, all the roadblocks that Jessica and I have gone through, I would think that you would find a way to make it right with Lila.
Wish I was as confident of that as you seem to be.
Well, I am confident of this. The Cal Strickland I know isn't a fellow who'll give up on something he thinks is worth fighting for.
Well, that's true, Duncan, but that is not a quality that Lila seems to find attractive in a man. At least not this man, anyway.
Just when I need someone to love me, just when I think the world's too cold, there you are, right there beside me. There you are in my heart, standing by me once again.
Sheba, because you cherish your cat. Before you pull it over, slip it on, zip it up, caress to feel softer. Before you button it up, light it on, wrap it round, caress. It's the first step to feeling beautiful. It's the moisturizing body bar with bath oil. Caress leaves skin softer than soap can. Before you tie it up, clip it on, step on in, or step on out. Before you dress, caress.
Whenever you vacuum, use Woolite Self-Cleaning Rug Cleaner. It's so easy to get clean rugs in minutes with no scrubbing. We have time to show you again. Whenever you vacuum, use Woolite Self-Cleaning Rug Cleaner. It's so easy to get clean rugs in minutes with no scrubbing. We had time to show you again.
And now there's new Woolite Pet Stain Eliminator. It removes tough pet stains and odors better than ordinary rug cleaners.
That works. There's no cleaner clean than Prel. And now the original cleaner Prel Green is back. Work. Clean. There's no cleaner clean.
Prel Clean. Oh, Kim, it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Just a little something for that boy. Yes, for that little sweet boy.
Listen, I would have called you sooner, except I'm trying to get Matthew John all settled in here.
I was just calling to see if you might like to have dinner with me this evening. I thought perhaps you might like an adult evening after a day with the nursery set.
Ah, well, that sounds nice, but I think I'd better stick around here just in case I'm needed.
I see. Well, suit yourself, John. Call me when the kids are grown.
Well, I'm awfully glad you came by, Kim. I've got to run to the drugstore to pick up some things, and if you could stick around with Iva.
Sure, I'd be glad to. Where's Mrs. Hastings? Hazel took Aaron for a walk.
I have this list here. Is there anything else you need to add to it?
No, let me get you some money.
Oh, come on. Please, don't do that. I'll be back in a minute.
John is really enjoying this a lot. Yes, your daddy really likes it.
Well, he wanted to help out, and, you know, under the circumstances, I really couldn't refuse.
I assume this is not working out quite the way you had hoped. You know, nobody knows better than I do how complex a man John is, but I have really seen him make so many positive changes over the years. And you really did seem to bring out the best in him.
Well, I thought so, but I was wrong.
I'm really so sorry. It must be very painful for both of you.
Morning, Lila. Would you happen to know if my mother's working here this morning?
Oh, well, she was here for a while. Oh, Ellen mentioned that she went home to work on her wedding plans.
Okay, I'll try her there, thanks. Lila, I don't know whether I should say anything or not, but...
Connor,
if this is about Cal, I really don't want to talk about it, okay? It's just that he's in a lot of pain right now, and I know he doesn't show it much, but he is.
really? Well, I know you mean well, Connor, but I'm in a lot of pain right now myself. Excuse me. Hey, I thought you were working at Fashions this morning.
I was. I decided to take an early lunch. Look, I can't think about anything but all the trouble that I've caused you and Cal.
Oh, Simone. Come on, listen to me. 'Cause this is the last time I'm going to say it. My problems with Cal, you know, it's not your fault.
Yeah, but if I wouldn't have rented that room, Lila, and moved in, none of this would have happened. I mean, you've never gotten involved with Cal's business deals before.
Well, it's true. But maybe if I had, this thing would have come to a head a lot sooner. No, listen. I don't want you to feel guilty about anything. Even the whole situation with the Navajo, it runs deeper than that. Cal and I, we just can't share the same things in life, that's all.
Another day is drawing to a close, and all kinds of people all over the country are heading home for dinner. And no matter who they are, or what they do, or where they make their homes, chances are their favorite dinners have at least one thing in common. Beef. It's what's for dinner.
If these laxatives work, why should you consider Docalax? Because Docalax works differently. It's the only leading overnight laxative with a special comfort coating designed to protect your stomach. Docalax is gentle enough for children. And so effective, more doctors recommend Docalax than X-Lax and Correctol combined.
your doctor about gentle, effective, comfort-coated Dulcolax. Experience the comfort of Dulcolax.
From the moment football began, people have been arguing over facts and statistics. Pick up TV Guide this week and set the record straight on the Super Bowl once and for all. This week in TV Guide. Plus, Coach Craig T. Nelson tells why men fumble with intimacy and can't tackle commitment. Also, get sports highlights, movie reviews, and other features no newspaper listing offers. Only this week, only in TV Guide.
Oh, darling, stop it. My husband's going to be here very soon, and Oh, Andy,
Oh, very funny. My wife's a comedian.
No, really, no matter how much you guys beg me, I really can't.
I don't believe there's two comedians.
No, darling, don't let him scare you
I'm
away.
going.
I'm going to take your advice, though, and call Evan. Okay? Yeah.
Oh, you had actually advised her to call Evan?
No, I didn't. I advised her to be very honest and not to jump into anything.
Well, that's good advice. That's really good advice, especially where Princess Slick is concerned. So, can I take you to the new place on the corner for lunch?
No, it's too expensive. I keep meaning to get up early to brown bag our lunches. We can really save a lot of money that way, baby.
No thanks. Could you just tell him that Rosanna called, please?
I really would like to help with the wedding plan, so I thought maybe we could talk about it over lunch.
Oh, darling, that's very sweet of you. But I'm having lunch with Evan. I would invite you to join us, but it's such boring business to talk over. Hello, darling.
Hi, Mother. Good seeing you. Go down? Read.
Hi, Evan.
Hey.
Well, I guess I'll be going now.
Why don't you join us for lunch, Sid?
Oh, darling, we have such a lot of business to discuss.
Thanks. Have a great lunch.
Thank you. Bye-bye, darling.
Oh, there's some business. This business sounds pretty important, Mother.
Well, it is. There's a co-op board meeting this afternoon. And I thought after lunch, I'll take you by and introduce you to everyone. Oh, and I want to talk to you about tonight. Alex is flying in, and I thought it would be nice if the three of us had dinner together.
Oh, that sounds great. I think Rosanna should be included as well.
Oh, no. No, darling. It would just be very awkward considering she's so against the wedding.
But it would give her an opportunity to better accept the whole...
Her presence would really ruin the evening for me.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, Mother, and I wish you'd give her another chance. Because, quite frankly, I think I'm falling in love with her.
Oh, no. Oh, no, don't say that. No, you can't.
Well, that's a pretty radical reaction, even from you. Why can't I?
Because... Oh, darling, I never wanted to tell you this. I never intended for you to...
What?
Alex is... Rosanna's father is your father. You're Alexander Cabot's son.
Good. You've done it again, Neil. This is the class's catalog that I've seen in many a long day.
Well, I am glad to hear it.
Excuse me, Lucinda. It's time for your board meeting at Memorial. You asked me to remind you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, Scott, please. I'd like your opinion on the Cowan contract. Your legal opinion ready here on my desk when I return from the hospital. Also the Meridian reorganization. And please, do it. Get it off to Darryl Crawford as soon as possible. I would like, no rush on it at all, but your opinion on the Cowan logo. Perhaps you can work your magic on it as well.
I'll get right on it.
Good. No rush, as I said.
Okay. Have a good meeting. Mm-hmm. I've seen her crack a whip before, but she's really on your case today.
No, I expected it. I'm just glad you're not getting part of the fallout.
What is she up to?
Oh, I suspect she thinks I'm going to break my 3-year contract.
And you're not going to do that, are you?
Oh, now, why would you care one way or the other?
I'd miss you.
Oh. Well, in that case, I think I'll take all the abuse Lucinda can dish out.
Sweetheart, I don't know what time we're going to break for lunch.
Well, you just call me. I'll be here in 5 minutes.
Okay.
How's it going in there? All right, off the record.
Off the record, I'm still worried about what the defense has up its sleeve.
I feel like a fool for stammering like that on the witness stand, but I honestly couldn't remember some of those details.
Oh, I know how you feel. Look how long it took me to remember what Nevin said to me in the van. I could have been such help to you.
Honey, Jason's told you 10 times not to worry about it.
I can always use the new information if we have to go to appeal.
Oh. I can't believe I have to go through this again now.
Excuse me, court's about to reconvene. Would you move into the courtroom, please?
Man, I hope you know what you're doing. At this point, I have no choice.
All right. Be seated. Court's in session. Please call your next witness, Mr. Clark.
Thank you, Your Honor. Defense calls Mr. Elroy Nevins.
The world of toothpaste has been turned upside down. Introducing the Colgate Clean and Easy Stand-Up Tube. What was once uncontrollable is now predictable. What was once lost, you can now find. What was once a mess is now clean as can be. Colgate's Advanced Formula Toothpaste. Now in the new stand-up tube. No other tube of toothpaste stands up to it.
Ginger chicken. Jade garden beef. Crisp vegetables. Savory sauces. Weight Watchers presents Stir Fry. 7 irresistible entrees, each a sizzling 200 calories or less. All the taste of the wok without the work. Sizzling Stir Fry from Weight Watchers.
If I even look at a sink full of dishes, my hands go crazy because my skin is so sensitive. But now there's something totally amazing. It's Palmolive Sensitive Skin for dishes. Just look at this bottle. You can see it's free of dyes and the harshest irritants. It's even dermatologist tested. And about cutting grease? No problem. It does a great job on my dishes without doing a job on my hands. Palmolive Sensitive Skin. It's dishwashing made less irritating.
Tonight, B. Arthur joins the Golden Girls in a special 1-hour episode.
This tub must weigh 30 pounds.
That's exactly what the doctor said when he delivered you.
A special palace tonight.
Tonight, Chris meets the woman of his dreams. But there's one problem.
Are you okay?
I'm just a little allergic.
Northern exposure tonight.
Where federations fear to tread.
Hey, kid, you eat anything recently?
No, why?
Wednesday on CBS, Space Rangers.
Monet. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.
This is CBS.